It seems too good to be true, but it was. I mean, I had everything I ever wanted. And when life is really going great, what do? You find a way to screw it up. Where can you go?
I just finished watching Living for Love, the Natalie Cole story.
I've got love on my mind.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, I did not know that Natalie Cole had a movie till I was like coming out with my list of movies to watch about Black musicians, and I saw Natalie Cole one, and I was like, I gotta watch this because Natalie Cole had a chokehold on my childhood, because to this day, Natalie Cole is still one of my mom's favorite artists. So many of her songs, like just, yeah. So I definitely had to do Natalie Cole in honor of my mom. And honestly, watching this, I kind of knew a little bit about Natalie Cole's like backstory and how she was like addicted to drugs and stuff, but this showed it in a whole nother light. And I didn't know all that went down in this movie. And the thing that I honestly really respect about this documentary is the fact that they didn't sugarcoat it. They didn't try to like make it not as bad as it was. Like they went there and they fully like they did the truth. And honestly, I respect that so much, because you never know when you're watching a movie how this may relate to someone, and they may need to see this. Another really cool thing about this documentary is the fact that Natalie Cole had a part in it. Like I think it was actually based on her autobiography, but Natalie Cole in this documentary, she acted as the narrator. And halfway through the movie, she takes over the acting of Natalie Cole, so she actually acts as herself in the movie, and it kind of cleared up some stuff for me too. Natalie Cole, later in her life, she basically does a tribute album to her dad where she like duets and some songs with him, and I honestly never understood why she did that. I was like, why? why are you doing that? Why come up with some new stuff? But watching this movie, it kind of explained why, and it was like really sweet. I started actually like tearing up a little bit. I was like, wow, this just kind of like cleared it up. And just kind of seeing what Natalie Cole was going through in moments of time where she was making songs that I still jam out to today. And I was just like, oh, this is what she was going through. And I just honestly did not know that her issue with drugs was so bad. Like, I knew she was addicted, but watching this documentary and seeing how bad it was, how it started, just, oof. It kind of had me on the tip of my toes, so much of it. And I was stressing out when I was watching this movie because there was so much stuff happening. And it's not, like, it kind of ends on a more positive note, but for a lot of the movie, it's a stressful movie, I'm not gonna lie. And so there's this one part where Natalie is having like a drug binge with her friend or whatever, and the nanny's like vacuuming, and so her son is by himself, and so he ends up at the pool and he almost drowned, y'all. And I'm like freaking out. I'm like, oh my goodness, as I'm watching this, like I'm like freaking out. And so the nanny basically stops vacuuming and she's like, hey, where's Robbie? So she's like freaking out, she's searching everywhere, and the nanny doesn't swim, so but she sees him in the water at the bottom, and she like jumps in and saves his life, while Natalie had no clue that this was going on, that anything, like he was even in trouble, because she was high and she was high in another room. And the thing that really stood out to me too is, apparently when I did my little deep dive, that was one of the reasons that she went to rehab, but that's not one of the reasons that she got like clean, because I guess she went to one rehab initially, and then she like lied on TV and she was like, oh yeah, it changed my life, I'm sober now, and she wasn't. So then she went to another rehab later, and they actually got into her problem, and she realized why she was turning to drug, why she was even addicted in the first place. And so from there, she was able to, let me turn a new leaf, try something new. But it wasn't even the fact that her kid almost died. And y'all, I was stressing. I was yelling at the TV. I was like, oh my goodness, someone get this. Like, I was stressing watching this movie. How they started off this movie was really cool, just because you kind of got to see Nat King Cole. And if you don't know, that's Natalie Cole's father. And so you kind of see their relationship and how Natalie just put him on a pedestal, and she's just like, she was a daddy's girl. And you also see her relationship with her mom, who I did not know, Maria Cole, but she was a singer as well. And she used to sing with like Louis Armstrong, someone like back in the day. So she just came from a singing family. But her relationship with her mom it was so jacked up. Like, honestly, watching it didn't seem like her mom was ever there to support her. And that's also something that Natalie Cole showed in the movie. Like, she didn't sugarcoat it. She was like, yo, my dad, pedestal. And then when her mom, like, you kind of were feeling bad for Natalie. Like, there's this whole scene where she's in therapy, and she realizes when she's in therapy that she never really came to terms with her dad dying. And so she never faced it. Like, she always put that on the back burner. She never actually grieved for the loss of her dad. And while she's in therapy, she realizes also that her mom was never there for her. Her mom didn't tell her dad was sick. When she needed her mom wouldn't come. And so basically when she's at therapy, she asked like one of the people there, like, hey, can you get my mom to come so we can go to therapy together and talk out some of our issues? Like, her mom turns her down. Like, the lady comes back and she's like, yeah, your mom's not coming. And I was like, what? Your daughter's trying to get better and you're not there for her at that moment either. And just like later, even her mom like has a line where she's like, we're better apart than together. Her mom was terrible and I felt so bad. But I also feel like watching this, I feel like I understand Natalie Cole a little bit more, and I definitely see her in a different light, because was one of the movies where you don't know what people are going through. And so I honestly feel like I got a very intimate view of Natalie Cole's life, what she was going through. And I do like how in the end, she kind of like turned a new leaf and was a better person and was striving to do better, just because she had so many like scares in her life. And at the end, she's like, I need to do right. I need to be good for me. I need to be good for my son. I need to be good for the people who have looked out for me all my life. So luckily, even though her mom wasn't a support system for her, she had other people who were looking out for her. We're trying to get her into rehab so she could do better. And yeah, this movie, I learned so much about her. This is a very realistic biopic, just because Natalie Cole assisted with it. She was literally in the movie acting as herself. And I just think, like, for the person who lived it, she knows what happened. So I think this was actually, like, legit what happened. And so it was also kind of cool, like, in the beginning, you would have, like, the movie part, so your actors acting out what would happen. Then it would screenshot to Natalie Cole, who was, like, walking through, yeah, so this happened, and then boom, and then you go back to the movie. And then I do like the scene where it switched from the actor who's playing Natalie Cole to actually Natalie Cole, because it's, like, her leaving rehab for the last time. And so you have, like, the actor with the suitcase, and then she hands the suitcase to Natalie Cole. And then it's actually Natalie Cole for the rest of the movie. And so honestly, this is definitely, if you want to know more about Natalie Cole, if you just kind of want to watch like a real biopic that no filter, no, this is what happened in her life, then I definitely think you should, because it was definitely interesting. I learned a lot, and I honestly feel for Natalie Cole and what she experienced, and just kind of seeing it, because I just didn't know it was that bad. Like, I knew she had this issue, but actually seeing the extent and just how far it took her down, and then how she had to build her way back up. If you have ever seen Living for Love, the Natalie Cole story, let me know what you think. Let's discuss.
This has been another episode of Real Talk with Noelle.